Hello, beautiful faith family. Good morning and shalom and happy Sunday. Today is my day of rest, but the Lord has given me such a great revelation this morning that I wanted to hop on and share it with you guys. So this message is going to be called Speak to It. And what I realized is I woke up this morning and I realized, I wrote this down, I realized that most of the movement forward in my life that God has allowed, such quickness, such a quickening, most of that movement comes from the words that I have spoken out of my mouth. So in this morning, God was reminding me, as I was toiling in my mind of like, okay, so where is the increase in my business? So where is my holy matrimony? Where is my marriage? When is that coming to pass? And when will I have my ministry in place? When will my homestead be established, right? So that I can continue ministering and have my family and do my ministry in the place that God has purposed me in, to be a mother, to be a nurturer, and to raise my children, right? And we need to speak to it. So I'm on here to remind my faith family that it's so crucial right now that we speak to it. So this past week, I felt a lot of chatter, a lot of jealous chatter. I'm going to link a video below about that. And in this video, it spoke to Nehemiah, the prophet Nehemiah. And I really hadn't heard of Nehemiah much. I haven't really studied much of him. But just going to his book, the book of Nehemiah in the Bible, right in the beginning of chapter 3, it lists the builders of the wall. So these are the Jews that are come out of captivity and they're coming back into Jerusalem. And Nehemiah is tasked from the Lord to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, to rebuild the broken down city. And sometimes with the chatter and the negative prince of the air that comes at us and our mind, right? It wants to break us back down because we've been in the battlefield. We've been at war for so long that we forget how to get back up and rebuild what belongs to us. So God is a rewarder of those who seek him, right? And I'm just speaking this morning, and I ask you guys to speak with me. Say to God, I expect my reward, right? Please, God, remember my sacrifices, all the tithes that I have made, all the prayers that I have spoken. This is the year of Jubilee, right? So it's freedom from all debt, and that can be any financial debt, but it can also be emotional debt. So all of that forgiveness over any spirits, familiar spirits that have been tormenting us our whole life that kept us in the battlefield. So those are no more, but we have to speak to it, okay? So we need to sharpen our aim. There are things that God desires to give you, but they will only usher in with the sound of your voice, okay? And as soon in Nehemiah, where it lists all the builders in chapter 3, there was opposition and ridicule that came against him. Chapter 4, verse 1, but it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we were building the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. I felt so much chatter, just like negativity, because I know I'm being seen. I know this is a time of increase in my business, you guys. So just pray for that. I have an increase in my reputation. I have an increase in referrals happening. I have an increase in my leads that are coming in my sales, in my capital, in the money and the provision that God is providing in my business as I'm growing it. And there's a lot of people seeing me now online that are jealous of me. They have indignation towards me. And what the enemy was trying to do, and I know you're feeling this, you guys, as you're coming into this position, this new position in this new year, and it could be in anything. It could be in your career. It could be in your marriage. It could be in your holy matrimony. It could be in your ministry. There will be places that the enemy will try to get to you to keep you down. But if we speak to it, if we get up from that battle and we build whatever God has, he's given us things, right? God has given me blessings. He's given me my business. He's given me my kingdom spouse. He told me that this morning. He's like, I gave him to you. I'm like, okay. So speak to it. Speak to it. Let's close out with Psalm 68 because it's so powerful. And I just pray that you guys, this whole week as we go into March, go into the Psalms. Every morning, wake up with a new psalm because the power of life and death is in the power of the tongue. And the Psalms are literally, because chatter is just curses, right? It's witchcraft. And those things that are being spoken against you, they can be null and void because we're speaking the truth. We're speaking the word of God. And the Psalms are literal prayers. They can be spoken and be so powerful over your life. Okay, so I'm going to close out with Psalm 68. Let God arise. Let his enemies be scattered. Let them also that hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melteth before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before God. Yea, let them exceedingly rejoice. Sing unto God, sing praises to his name. Extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name Jah, and rejoice before him. A father of the fatherless, and a judge of the widows is God in his holy habitation. God sitteth the solitary in families, right? Our kingdom marriages, in families. He bringeth out those which are bound with chains. This is the year of Jubilee. We have freedom from all debts. But the rebellious dwell in a dry land, right? They're just chattering. It doesn't mean anything. That jealous chatter, that envy, that spirit of envy, it doesn't mean anything. It just wants to keep us down. But we are going to speak to what God has for us. Speak to it. O God, when thou wentest forth before thy people, and when thou didst march through the wilderness, Selah, the earth shook, the heavens also dropped at the presence of God. Even Sinai itself was moved at the presence of God and the God of Israel. Thou, O God, didst send a plentiful rain over our businesses, over our careers, over our kingdom marriage, and over our ministry. We expect that plentiful rain to come down, whereby thou didst confirm thy inheritance when it was weary. Thy congregation hath dwelt therein. Thou, O God, hast prepared of thy goodness for the poor. Though we are meek, right? We have long suffering. We are poor. God will lift us up in all those places. The Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it. Kings of armies did flee apace, and she that tarried at home divided the spoil. Though ye have lain among the pots, yet shall ye be as the wings of a dove covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. You guys, people are going to notice what God is doing in our life. It will be so beautiful as a bird with silver and gold flying. Like unimaginable what God is going to do over our lives in 2022. When the Almighty scattered kings in it, it was white as snow in Salmon. The hill of God is as the hill of Bashan, an high hill as the hill of Bashan. Why leap ye, ye high hills? This is the hill which God desireth to dwell in. Meaning God has given you so many beautiful things. I remember when I was seeking God before I met my kingdom spouse, he said, it's just over this next little hill. So don't miss it. It's right in front of you. It's going to happen. You guys, speak to it. I pray for all of you. I pray blessings over you, and keep reading the Psalms. I didn't finish Psalm 68, but I love you, and I pray that you have a blessed day. Bye.